Right, so the next job I've got to do is the front suspension springs. I've already chopped up the spring strip, bent them and drilled them. Now I have to make a retainer. If you look at the drawing, there's the springs. The retainer fits in between the front forks, and the springs are bolted to the top of those, and then the pin that goes through the axle makes them move up and down through there. So let's mark out this piece of metal and make the retainer. Right, I've marked out the retainer on here. I'll just put a pilot hole through each mark there. Then I've got to bend it in those two places so that the springs will fit in between. Right, so I've put some center holes in there. What I'm hoping to do now, this piece of material is the same width as the springs, so I'm going to bolt that on there, square and tight, and then heat that up so I get a nice sharp bend on the inside. Right, so I've bolted that onto that piece of metal there. Now I should be able to heat that up there and there, bend it down and have a nice sharp bend in the corner. Right, so that's that bent. The springs will be bolted through that hole tight in there. So all I've got to do now is drill these holes out for the pin that goes through the axle and round the ends off. Right, that's the springs bolted into the retainer. That's all drilled and rounded off for the pin that goes through the axle. Now I've got to get it in the axle. Right, that's the springs in the retainer and in the forks. I'll just put the rest of the front on and we'll have a look. Right, so there's the springs on the axle. Starting to look good. Please subscribe to my channel and join me as I build a 2-inch scale Fowler's Showman's traction engine.